everyone, I'm Linda from Florida. I just want to talk about a situation, and it's related to mental health, that I was witnessed. So my daughter worked at a hotel at the front desk for 3 years. She was the only person that worked there, so I trained at the front desk, and sometimes when she was busy, I would go in and I would work the shift, and she would come in later in the day. On this particular day in 2023, I went to work the morning shift, got there around 8:30. Everything was fine. Around 9:30, this man comes walking through the front door, and he had on a hospital band. He had hospital papers. He did have a little bit of blood on his shirt. He was talking to me just fine. He told me he had been in the hospital because somebody had attacked him, and he was scared, still for his safety. And he wanted to know if I could call this phone number because the people that were supposed to be picking him up, he couldn't get a hold of, and now his phone had died. So I made several calls to this phone number, and nobody answered. Well, within minutes, I realized he was in an acute psychosis state. He started really panicking, telling me that I needed to run and lock myself in the bathroom and call 911 because there were people coming through the front door with guns, and he wanted to make sure that I was safe. About that time, the elevator opened. I ran to the bathroom. I called 911. He went into the elevator. As I'm on the phone with 911, I was able to tell them that he was in a psychosis state and that he was hallucinating. I didn't know where he went, but I knew he went up in the elevator. About that time, a second 911 call came in, and it was from the housekeeper. He had gone up to the 6th floor, and he had run into a room that one of the housekeepers was cleaning and told her that there were men in the building with guns, and actually pushed her out in the hallway and locked himself into that room. Well, at that time, there was a lot of commotion. You could hear a lot of banging and stuff going on through the hotel. About that time, again, a second 911 call came in. The police department was telling me that he had locked himself in a room, and that the housekeepers were locked in a closet downstairs. They had locked themselves in a closet. By the time the police department got there, they told me I could come out of the bathroom. This man had already jumped out of a 6th window, and he did not make it. So I was unable to go to work that day for the reasons that I was the last one to see him before he jumped. So my question is, within several minutes, I realized he was in a psychosis state and was hallucinating. And I think what bothers me is the fact that he was at the hospital. He did go at 5 a.m. I did see the paperwork. So what concerns me is, in the amount of time that he was at the hospital and he was released, nobody was able to recognize that he was hallucinating. Somebody didn't recognize that he was in a psychosis state. And at that point, had somebody recognized that, he would have been Baker acted, and he would not have been able to jump out that window. So I just wanted to share that story. I try not to think about it very much, but at the end of the day, I often wonder if I would have realized it quick enough before I was locked in the bathroom. Is there something I could have done to have helped him? Probably not. But thank you for listening.